justice. Some of them crying out for freedom. Everybody crying out for democracy. Now it's time to take a stand. Yeah.
Thank you, my brothers and sisters of our great party, the United National Congress, as I extend a very warm welcome to you to the great constituency of Couva South. On behalf of our political leader and leader of the opposition, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and the entire 18 members of the STAR team who will be contesting our party elections come this Sunday, the 26th of June. My brothers and sisters, every day we speak about the rising sun, but tonight we get to speak about the stars that has as its captain the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and it is my distinct and single pleasure to welcome and endorse the star of this slate, the star behind the sun, our distinguished political leader, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And my brothers and sisters, as I made my way to this meeting here tonight, I had to drive on the Couva Presal interchange. I passed the Couva Children's Hospital. I passed the National Aquatic Center. I passed the National Cycling Velodrome. That was all delivered by our visionary leader, our great party, and our great government. And tonight I want you to understand that come Sunday, why this battle for our party is of foremost and critical importance. And I want to tell you here tonight, whilst I do not want to pay our attention to our detractors and those who are contesting against the star slate, but I want to tell you that if you cannot have 18 members contesting the internal party elections with you, it says something about your ability to lead. It tells you about your ability to lead a team and to convince people to rally behind you. And that is why if you want to be in the Gayal, you have to be amongst the people. And I have not seen them in Couva South. I have not seen them in Caroni Central. And I have not seen them in Couva North. So that tells you that they have surrendered in this battle, my brothers and sisters. That is what, because if you want to lead a party, you can't only be on TikTok. You can't only, I don't want to get into it tonight, but I have to tell you the reality. You have to, if you want to be the leader and you want to hold any other position on the executive, you have to meet the women of this party who have the dignity, who understand what the United National Congress is about under Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and you do not engage in this kind of politics. If you cannot be in the trenches, if you cannot be with the people, then you are not qualified to be the political leader of the United National Congress. And my brothers and sisters, I want to tell you another reason why this election is important. Because when you have a strong leader when you have a strong executive, it is a leader and executive which drives a vision, which builds plans and policies and a manifesto for the next government of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is what this election is about this coming Sunday. Because Trinidad and Tobago is no longer recognized as the country that the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the People's Partnership Government built between 2010 to 2015. Good governance has collapsed. The cabinet is in trouble. There is questions surrounding the Attorney General, Reginald Amo. There are questions that are surrounding the Minister of Youth Development and National Service, Foster Cummings. I will have much more to say. There are food shortages on the horizon, rising food prices. Only Sunday, we saw an article in the Trinidad Guardian which told you that there will be a rice shortage in this country. Today, we are being told that flour will go up by 33%, and there is no answer from Rowley or Culm Imbud because they continue to pulverize the poor and the working class in Trinidad and Tobago. There is abuse in a children's home, as you would have heard from my colleague Barry Padarat, who is contesting the position of Central Coordinator on behalf of the STAR team. Escalating crime. Only over the weekend, 10 persons was murdered in this country. And where Rowley, we don't know when Rowley as Prime Minister returning to Trinidad and Tobago. Not a word from Fitzgerald, the incompetent Hines. Not a single word telling you about how the government is planning to tackle crime. They have failed you for the last 7 years, and indeed, they have failed the poor of this country. They built a campaign in 2015 telling you that they will create jobs, they will diversify the economy of this country. All we have been sustained or we have been subjected to is job loss, and job loss, and 130,000 persons have lost their jobs under the most anti-worker, anti-union, and anti-people government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, my brothers and sisters. Today, under this government, I can barely pass on the Camden Road. I can barely pass on the Balmain Road. I can barely pass on the UTT Road. Potholes. There are more potholes than roads in Trinidad and Tobago. And when you are driving in Couva and environs, it is like if you're driving on an obstacle course. In fact, if you are pregnant and you're on the way to the hospital, you might deliver your child in the car based on the state of the roads under Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. And my brothers and sisters, when the Prime Minister was in Couva years ago, he was clear that all he wanted to do was speak about Couva. And he said, I am in Couva, let us talk about Couva. And that leads me to the very, very important issue about a minister in the cabinet of the government of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. And today, you know, when you're getting persons to write letters to the editor to tell the country about you as a cabinet minister, you know you're in trouble. And I want to tell Foster Cummings, not only the people of Couva South, but Trinidad and Tobago has made him out. And when you're sending letters to the editor under pen name Foster Cummings, you're stooping lower than the white line on the road. In addition to that, some fella by the name of Warren Charles write a letter to Foster Funo. I want to tell Foster that Warren Charles is not important enough. Tell the special branch, tell the Anti-Corruption Bureau, tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We want to know, because our political leader has placed it on the national agenda. Senator Jayanti Lakshmi Diyal, she has placed this on the national agenda. And tonight, Foster Cummings, we want through Camille Robinson Regis to know who owning the lands in Couva, California. Camille Robinson Regis, tonight, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome the most progressive Prime Minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. A person who understood what people-centered development was about. A person who understood what her responsibility was about building a great party. Who understood what was meant in terms of fulfilling her responsibilities to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters of Couva South, Caribbean Central, and Couva North, could you put your hands together and welcome the Honorable Kamla Sushila Prasad Bisesa, the next political leader of the United National Congress, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa.
Everybody crying out for democracy. Now it's time to take a stand.
My brothers and sisters, she had the distinction of delivering to the people of Couva and environs the Couva Presal Interchange, the National Aquatic Center, the Cycling Velodrome, the Couva Children's Hospital, the San Fernando Teaching Hospital. She gave you the Point 14 Highway. She gave you over 100 schools under the most progressive Minister of Education, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh. My brothers and sisters, she ensured that there was no child that was left behind, and she understood what it meant to deliver to the people of Trinidad and Tobago quality health care, quality standard of living. She created 56,000 jobs. She settled 135 negotiations. She found $5 billion to settle all outstanding back pay. And that is why you have a great party. That is why that party was able to give you the best government in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why we are telling you here tonight that the only person to lead the United National Congress is the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. And that is why you must give her a resounding vote of confidence with her 18 staff members as she seeks once again to have you vote her as the political leader and control the national executive of the United National Congress, my brothers and sisters. Couva North, Couva South, and Caroni Central. Let us hear it for our distinguished political leader now and beyond the 26th of June, the Honorable, the distinguished, the visionary, Kamla Prasad Visesa. My brothers and sisters, we welcome here tonight at the Couva South Multipurpose Hall. Could we once again give a Couva South, Caroni Central, and Couva North welcome to our distinguished political leader who come Sunday the 26th of June under the logo of the Star Team will take control of the executive of the United National Congress and pave the way for giving you another visionary leader in becoming the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and leading another progressive government on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, where you will see unparalleled and unprecedented people-centered development. And I will give just a couple minutes to settle tonight, because as I told you, that any time as a cabinet minister, you're getting persons to write letters to the newspapers to say the Foster funeral. I want to tell Foster Cummings that the Anti-Corruption Bureau, the Integrity Commission, the Special Branch, and the people, and UE, because the biggest crime you could commit in academia is to thief people's words and ideas. So nothing's safe under Foster Cummings, and that is why Camille Robinson Regis must tell us, my brothers and sisters, who got the HDC lands, in Couva on the Southern Main Road, and under what terms and conditions. Was it leased? Was it sold? And the Minister of Agriculture, Land and Marine Resources, and the Commissioner of State Lands must tell us who got the Exchange Section Office, whether it was PICAL, whether it was Rivulet Investment, or whether it was Clydon, whether it was leased, or whether under what terms and conditions was it sold to any of the directors in these companies. And before I leave you here tonight, it seems as though the P in the PNM seems to be changing. The P in the PNM was for people. Last month, the P in the PNM was for pedophiles. Last week, the P in the PNM was for plagiarists and plagiarism. And God knows what next it will be under the People's National Movement led by Dr. Rowley. And tonight, we have exposed scandal after scandal. And in TSTT, they have sent home 468 workers to the 130,000 persons who would have lost their jobs. And every one of them are telling you that TSTT must be mean and lean. And tonight I want to ask the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, the Minister of Public Utilities, the Chairman of the Board, and one Lisa Agard, how Kamal Georges got his 75, I don't know, but I am told that he is being paid. So he moved from the newsroom to the boardroom, and I don't know which other room, because the whole of Trinidad know how Kamal Georges get his job. And tonight, we want to know when that job was advertised, how much people applied for that job, and Lisa Agard must tell us who interviewed who. What is this extra duty allowance for? What this fella doing? We want to know who office he working in and what kind of source Kamal Georges have to be paid an extra duty allowance of $50,000. My brothers and sisters, that is what we want to know, because in the interest of transparency and accountability, which your political leader have been leading the charge on behalf of all of us in the parliament and outside of the parliament, we demand to know, my brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we are told that the person who was retrenched from TSTT, he was paid a salary of $25,000 a job. Why could they not have retained or redeployed one of the retrenched employees to do this job that Kamal Georges is now doing? So my brothers and sisters, your great party will not rest under Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Your great party, that is why I am telling you that come Sunday, you must give her the most amount of votes and the star team the most amount of votes, because when she has control of the executive of our great party, she can begin to plan programs and policies and a manifesto that will take the United National Congress as the next government of Trinidad and Tobago and Kamla Prasad as the next Prime Minister of this country. That is why come Sunday, this battle is about the United National Congress. This battle is about the heart and soul of Trinidad and Tobago. Long live our leader, the next political leader of the United National Congress, the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Long live the great soldiers of our party. I thank you.
The voice of the people is the voice of God.
The Star Team
UNC,
John,
Lee,
Munilal,
Tanku,
Amin,
Sobers, Mohit,
Hussein,
Sylvester,
Bosai,
Ratuam,
Morris,
Utram,
Badal,
Zaku,
Roberts.
Obika.
17 candidates.
One leader.
Under my leadership, the UNC will never, ever abandon you.
Love you, and all the membership of the United National Congress love you as our leader. So we have some entertainment now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hear, as we bring on stage, Trinidad Killer. Put your hands together as he comes on stage, Trinidad Killer.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Would the DJ Biggs strike up